everybody.
Howdy.
We've missed everybody, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're ready. We've got our Stephen Lett bobblehead.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be fun.
He loves getting toys. We've got M&Ms.
We're ready for this rant.
We're ready. Hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's.
Yes. Okay,
Well,
take care of what you got to take care of first.
Yeah. Well, first, I have to apologize. Someone asked me what the kids' book was, and they thought it was from the 70s, and they thought it was red. And it was in an email, and I have gone back through my inbox for the last week, like 50 emails, and I cannot find who had asked about that. But it's the Paradise Lost, Paradise Restored book. I think that's the one you're thinking of. That was the kids' book, and it's orange, kind of an orangey.
I remember studying that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was the first time I ever saw Jesus Christ hanging on a staroo instead of the traditional cross.
Yeah.
How could I have been so deceived, huh?
Yeah, that's right. You were raised a good Catholic boy, weren't you?
That's right, I was.
Oh, we also have to do a disclaimer. We've heard from a couple of people. It's not a good idea to watch our videos and operate heavy machinery at the same time.
Hey, please don't. Yes.
Right, guys? You don't want to wreck your beer truck.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be the cause of an accident, would we?
I know it. I know Kim's been watching the January 2016 broadcast with my favorite little clown, Lett.
It looks just like him.
I know, doesn't it?
Even the same facial expression.
You know what? I got to be honest with everybody. From what few clips Kim has showed me, these people have gone way overboard. I mean, this is so flipping ridiculous now. She was showing me their broadcasting booth for the
control room.
The control room, thank you.
For the regional convention.
You know, the last time I saw a control room that big is at the WWE SmackDown. My goodness, I mean, the WWE rolls in semi-trucks.
Well, that's what Watchtower does,
Well, that's what they did here. I mean, these guys are gearing up for such a huge production. I have a question, Lett. Yes? Thought Armageddon was just around the corner. Why are you spending so much of dedicated funds into control trucks, into broadcasting? I don't get this.
Audio and video equipment. I mean, it must cost millions and millions of dollars for all of this audio and video.
Well, that's why they have more money going out than they got. Oh, wait a minute. We can't use that no more because they just got a letter from some 13-year-old, I'm assuming in Korea. So before we go on,
let's play that clip again.
Yes, because I have something that I want to address in there thanks to Deep Throat.
Yeah.
As just one example, I personally received a precious letter. Dear Brother Lett, hello, I am 13 years old. The reason I wrote this letter is because of the May JW broadcasting. I was motivated to contribute to the worldwide work. I have been saving up, and my relatives gave me some money. I hope it helps. I also want to thank you and the other governing body members for the Korean JW broadcasting. Now, my whole family can understand much more and benefit from it. My whole family wants to appreciate all of this. Please tell the other governing body members also. And then she drew a smiley face. So, because you motivated me in financial ways, I was also motivated in spiritual ways. I am doing auxiliary pioneering during summer break. One more time, my family and I want to say thank you.
Okay, I have to seriously consider whether a 13-year-old wrote this letter or not. First of all, thanks to Deep Throat, because we didn't catch this, but notice this 13-year-old never mentions or thank Jehovah.
Thank you, governing body members?
It's all going and directed specifically to the governing body. There's no mention of thanking Jesus for this wonderful provision of JW Broadcasting.
According to the Bible, didn't Moses get in trouble for taking the praise that should have gone to God?
That's right, he did, didn't he? He wasn't able to enter into the promised land. Yes!
Oh, governing body, I'd be worried if I was you.
But yeah. But the thing that really got me to question about this is, what 13-year-old would use the word motivated not only once, but twice?
In financial ways?
In financial ways. The only thing I know about a 13-year-old being motivated is to sit there and play one of these damn things all day long. That's the only motivation I know that a 13-year-old has. Good Lord. My goodness. Honestly, what 13-year-old uses that terminology and says, I was motivated to donate?
Yeah. And
come on.
Not only in financial ways, but spiritual ways?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It truly doesn't. So, it sounds like Watchtower is really sending a bunch of mixed messages with this particular broadcast.
It really is, because the May broadcast, they were begging for money, that, you know, they had all these kingdom halls to build, and then for the annual meeting, Hurd reads the statement, you know, that they're going to be shutting down several projects and stopping and canceling, you know, others. And then this broadcast comes in and it's like, oh, thank you everybody for your donations. We got 15% more donations and look at all that we're doing. And they start going through this great big long thing of all these wonderful things they're doing. And look at all the audio and video equipment we're buying. And
so it's really a bag of mixed messages, isn't it?
Yeah.
Within just a few, well, I guess almost a year's time.
Well, I mean, even within 6 months, you know, look at all the mixed messages they're, you know, sending out. So, I think Lett's a little confused.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I still refer to him as my favorite little clown.
Yeah, but we have another clip here that we want to show.
Don't you think that it's even amazing that Jehovah assigns humans to do the work for him? And he calls us, in 1 Corinthians 3 verse 9, he calls us fellow workers. What a beautiful expression. And what we find is everybody wants to go tomorrow. And they're so willing to go, to spend their own money, to sacrifice their time, pay their own plane tickets, and do so many things that it's just a really encouraging thing to see such a fine, willing spirit that could only exist among Jehovah's people.
Volunteers have been organized into 23 different trades, which are managed from the field. Volunteers receive help with any questions, arrangements, or information about Bethel, as well as any Bethel training they may need. Over 7,000 interviews have already been conducted.
One of the first things that my middle son Jess said, and he's been wanting a cow for 3 years. We just got him one probably about 2 weeks ago. And the first thing that he said when he heard that Dad was asked to leave next month to go was that he'd be willing to sell his cow for Dad's plane ticket. So, we're very excited about any opportunity like this to serve Jehovah in this way, because we feel like that this building will stand into the new system, and it's a chance to have a part in something that is so special. And so we're pumped. I mean, we're ready for it. We have a cow for sale.
So there you have it. Cows for plane tickets. You know, this is so ridiculous. I mean, how can you possibly take this serious? I mean, witnesses, how do you feel watching something like this? Because to me, it insults my intelligence and makes me laugh.
Well, you know, the thing that I've got to seriously question is when this brother was interviewing for the possibility of going to Warwick,
Yeah.
did he not already set aside funds for a plane ticket for a just in case? I mean, honestly, if he did not do that, then he doesn't know what's recorded at 1 Timothy 5:8. Certainly, if anyone does not provide for those who are his own, and especially for those who are members of his household, he has disowned the faith and is worse than a person without faith. Honestly, when you sat down to interview, did you not already have the money set aside? Think about what the mom just said. Their son's been wanting a cow for 3 years, and he's only had the cow for 2 weeks.
And he's willing to sell it.
So Dad can have a plane ticket to go to Warwick. First of all, I'm going to assume that this is a calf. I'm not going to assume that this is a full-grown cow. I'm just assuming it's just a calf, and the kid's going to raise it for, you know, for a FHA, FAA. Oh, wait. Watchtower. Jehovah's Witnesses don't get involved with that
they're
stuff.
not in the 4-H. They can't be in the 4-H
they can't
or
be in the 4-H and do
FFA.
that stuff. So I guess it's just a pet at this point. But the point that I'm getting at is if you have enough disposable income to not only buy a calf, and to feed it throughout its life, then how could you not have the money to buy a ticket to go to Warwick? I mean, you had to have counted the cost when you signed up and put your name in that little dotted, that little line.
Yeah. And I mean, a parent, if the kid's been wanting the cow for 3 years, it's like, that's okay, son. We really appreciate the offer, but we have money set aside. We want you to keep your cow.
And that's where the propaganda probably comes in this situation, because that's probably what really took place. But Watchtower is saying, oh, no. This is going to sound better if you leave that out. Just
if you have to sell the
make
cow.
the kid sound like he's going to offer to sell the cow. That sounds much better on film. Just like reading that letter earlier. See, Lett? Just like reading that letter earlier from the 13-year-old. It sounds better when the children are manipulated to sell your propaganda.
Kind of reminds me of trading a cow for some magic beans.
Yeah, really. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk. But this is...
Warwick's at the top of the beanstalk.
That's right, exactly. But you mentioned it earlier. How does this not insult the intelligence of Jehovah's Witnesses? 30 years ago, Jehovah's Witnesses, you know damn well, none of these broadcasts would have ever been accepted by any Jehovah's Witness. First of all, Armageddon was just around the corner. That's where your hopes, that's where your dreams were all centered. That's where you focused on.
That's why we didn't get an education. That's why we didn't have our teeth fixed.
Well, that's why we didn't get a career either.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was going to high school, forensic science was just really getting going. And, you know, I remember some of these people coming to the classroom and beginning to explain what forensic science was like and what they were hoping to do. Yeah. And I was absolutely enthralled by that whole thing. But it's like, oh, I can't have a career because the system's going to end. Or, you know, like Watchtower says, brothers and sisters, there's no point in becoming a doctor because we won't need them in the new system.
Yeah. So there's no point in spending millions of dollars on audio and video equipment, you know, in this broadcast. They're like, oh, we're doing so well. Look what we're spending your money on.
Yeah, exactly.
And all this audio video equipment. And it's like, really? You know, the control room alone in this broadcast that they're showing that sets up for the regional convention.
Well, it just rivals Vince McMahon, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it looks like WWE
Yeah, all over
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You know? The whole bank of TV screens and stuff.
Exactly.
My goodness. And it's like, Jehovah's Witnesses, how can you look at this and say, wait a minute, we're supposed to be furthering the kingdom message, you know, instead of buying audio video equipment?
Well, you know, it reminds me of something. For those of you that have been watching Kim and I's channel for a while, and hopefully you can remember, I had written my mother a letter.
Mama Shredder?
Mama Letter Shredder. When Watchtower first did one of their broadcasts, and I even mentioned, if I remember correctly in that letter, they're beginning to look like the 700 Club, you know, TV evangelism. And my mother sent that letter back to me, and she actually took a pair of scissors and shredded that letter up by hand. Mom, how does this not insult your intelligence now? Honestly.
Yeah, because she likes to
Cows
pride
for plane
herself
tickets?
that she's an intelligent woman and has critical thinking.
No way. Anybody with critical thinking is going to see that this whole JWism is nothing but bullshit now. Nothing but worshiping the governing body, and they all sit there and love it.
Yep.
They've all made gods of themselves. Guardians of doctrine.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep. So what we're going to do is, instead of doing one big long thing on the broadcast, just grab a few little clips. We're not going to torture everybody with all these long clips. I mean, it's just torture. It's taken me days and days to watch it because I can only watch it in just little tiny increments.
But that's how ridiculous this. I mean, really, you might as well just sit down every afternoon and watch Pat Robertson on the 700 Club because they're following the same format, aren't they?
Yeah. And it's amazing how they do say pretty much the same thing, too.
Yeah,
same beliefs.
Yeah.
They have their own Bible, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on, Jehovah's Witnesses. When are you going to finally figure this thing out? This is nothing but bullshit. That's all this is now. Because this is no way anything that resembled what Jehovah's Witnesses were even 30 years ago, even 20 years ago.
Cow, not bull.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Cow shit. Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody for the beautiful cards and gifts. And they're still coming. I'm really surprised. You know, thank you all for your love and kindness.
Now that the season's done, we're going to have to pack them up, put them in boxes, aren't we?
Yeah, and I do save them.
Yes.
So, and if I missed anybody of sending out cards too, I apologize. I had pages and pages, and it was difficult.
Yeah, I know. I watched her sit down here for days after days after days.
Yes, but it was a labor of love. It was a labor of love. And, you know, thank you so much, everybody, and a shout out to everybody. And thank you for all your emails and comments and everything. And I'm finally getting caught up.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised.
Just on another side note, if this young man doesn't sell his cow before his dad gets to go to Warwick, I have an offer. Go ahead and sell the cow. Send me the money because in 2017 there's supposed to be a huge apostate whoop-de-doo in Warwick to protest against Watchtower. So please, sell a cow, send me the money so I can get there. How's that?
Like you'd fly to New York.
No, I would not do that.
Yeah.
Nope. I have no desire to see that complex because, you know, I'm just afraid that I'm going to get some sort of chemical disease just even going near that place.
Well, that's why I can't travel, because I have a chemical poisoning. So that's why, you know, this has been so close to my heart, because it's a life-changing experience.
Oh, it absolutely is.
And, you know, a lot of people, you know, are surprised to hear that I can't travel. And, you know, we've had so many wonderful, wonderful offers of, you know, visiting people all over the world, you know, and, you know, wanting to show us hospitality. And we appreciate all of it. You know, and unfortunately I can't get in a plane because the closed confined space with all the perfumes, and even if there's like cigarette smoke on someone's clothes. And, you know, I don't like to talk much about my health problem, but, you know, it just makes it impossible to travel because even just stopping and using a public restroom can be, you know, I could end up in the emergency room. So anyway, but thank you everybody for your love and friendship. We have the best friends in the world, I'm telling you.
Yes, we do.
And a lot of new friends too, and there's a lot of new YouTubers out there.
Check them out, please.
Oh, I wish I could remember all the names.
There's some really, really good work being.
Clark, I can't remember the last name that he's got on his thing, but he's a new YouTuber. And then there's a Susan Gaskin, I believe. She's just done a new video, fairly new, and it's worth checking out some of these, you know, new YouTubers. And a young lady from Toronto, I believe, Sydney, just watched her first video, 17 years old. We love seeing the young ones because we know the young ones are more inclined to watch their peers instead of old farts like us.
Exactly.
So, well, an old fart like him.
Hey, now, I resemble that.
But we love all of you, and, you know, we just want to send a big warm hug to everybody, and God bless.
Say goodnight, Kimmy.
Is that all you have to say?
Good night, Kimmy.
We'll say goodnight.
Thanks for watching. Bye.